Hello Pisces, thank you for tuning in to your general read. For the main part of the read I'm using the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. I already shuffled. Let's see what we have. Oh, there's two cards there. No, yeah. I mean, all these face down. You got study at the bottom. Study. So this is something that's taking a bit of effort, a bit of research, a bit of concentration, whatever's going on here. Now, when you're coming into this situation, whatever this is you're coming into, you're very passionate about it. You want to move on from something. You want to move on from something. The Knight of Cups is coming in. If this reading is hitting where you're starting from, you want to move on from something. You're ready to move on from something. You may have been thinking about this for a while, but with the Knight of Cups on your side, you're very excited about where you're going next, if that makes sense. Like, if it's like, for example, if it's a job, and you're like, this isn't for me, or I just can't work with these people anymore, however that might be for you, you already have, you already know you're done. And you're like, I need to find something else. And you're excited about the possibilities you're seeing in front of you. You know where you want to go next, and you're just taking the effort to make that happen. In the environment, what's actually happening between you and whatever you're dealing with, you got the Seven of Swords. I feel like you're getting along with people and you're not making this an issue. Whatever the situation is where you've decided it's time for me to move on, I don't like this anymore, this is not for me, you're very quiet and personal about it, but you're making movements on your own towards that better day. For example, if it's like you want a different job, you're searching that out whatever way you need to. If you have to go on interviews or whatever, you're keeping it to yourself. If you're going in an interview and it's during work time, you're just, asking for some time off for an appointment. You're just not specifying what that appointment is. And you're moving forward. You're very quiet about it, though, there's nothing wrong with that in my opinion. You're ready to move on from this, though. You're making it you're not making it an issue. You're not making an issue, but you're ready to move on from something. This is face down, which means this is not known to you. You got glamour in the environment. I feel like things are not, like, whatever the reason is that you want to move on from whatever you're moving on from, if that makes sense. Like, for example, if it's a job, that's what you want to move on from, you're getting along with people around you at the moment. And I feel like the people, whatever you're dealing with, it's just easier currently. Or at this, while you're looking at other possibilities, it seems like the environment is a lot easier for you to deal with, but it's not permanent, it's just temporary. It seems like whatever the stress is, it's kind of relented temporarily. And I know we're using a job as the analogy, but I'm definitely getting some of you are moving on from a relationship. And I feel like this almost feels like it's just you're getting along with whoever this is. If it's a relationship for you, you're getting along with this person at this time better than you probably have for a little while. Thing is, you've already made your decision. So whatever it is you want to move on from, you made your decision. You're putting things together to move forward in the next way, to move on from this, whatever that entails for you. And you're not making it an issue. I don't feel like you're conversing about what you're ready to do. You're waiting until the time is right. You're getting along with whomever that may be. And they seem to be very easy to get along with at this time. There's not really much strife is what I'm getting. Now, what I'm getting is your opportunity comes to light. You know where you got to go. If it's a job, you got that job. If you're leaving somebody, you know where you're going to move next. You got your ducks in a row. You're like, I got my plan. I know where I'm going to move in 2, I'm going to leave this one, go there. Whatever you're going to do, you got your plan set and you're taking action on it. If it's a job, you're accepting the offer and you're putting in that 2-week notice. If it's moving out, if you're leaving somebody, you've signed the lease for the new place and you're letting the other person know, is what I'm getting. I'm getting you're accepting the offer first. Whatever the new situation is, you're accepting that first and making sure it's secure, and then you're letting this person know. And in the environment, that's the end of that last situation. A new one is coming in, that last situation is done. I don't know if this is good or bad yet, because I'm not sure how you're going to take this. The other side has the 6 of Wands. The other side seems to agree that the situation is over. Which it doesn't matter if it's a good thing or bad. You're ready to move on. You're saying you're moving on. Who or whomever you may be moving on from. If it's one person, a few people, however that works. If it's a job you're moving on from, a person, whatever. They agree that this is for the best. They're actually happy about it. I don't know if that sounds rude. I don't mean it to sound rude. I don't know. I'm worried because I'm just like, I just feel like you're moving on and they're just like, okay, that's good. They're right on board with it. They're like, yeah, they feel like that's the best decision too. You're not getting any pushback at all. Actually, you're getting encouragement is what I'm getting. Now, you have a face down card here on your side. You're right, actually. You're right in line with the situation. Like, you're intuitively right there is what I'm getting. You're moving forward. You're ready to move on. Instead of letting the situation drown out on its own, you're actively moving on from it. You're just like intuitively you know the situation is done. Because I'm getting, especially with the reaction from the other side, where they're like, yes, this is good. We should end this. However that's matching. Intuitively you know that that's already where this is. You already know this is coming to an end. This is face down. Like, I feel like after you've let this person or the people know that you're moving on, it's done, you're realizing afterwards that this was exactly what needed to happen. This was like, I feel like if you didn't have confidence before that this was the right action, or maybe you just thought it was the right action for you, you didn't think the other side was going to be as easy to get along with about this, you're seeing like this is the best, this is best for you and for the other people involved. This is exactly what needs to happen. You're right on point with it. Intuitively, you're right there is what I'm getting. You're moving forward and it's a good thing. Now, what happens is like 3 face down cards. Now, is this contradictory? After you move on, I got the King of Wands with the Let Go card and the Fertility for whatever you're moving on from. Is this going towards something else? Is this the new? Is this the new more than what you left? Is this what you're going towards? This is what you're going towards. Am I reading this right? Okay. This is what you're going towards. Okay. How is this working? You're letting go of one side. Like, things are overlapping. I feel like this is annoying for some reason. You're kind of like processing somebody saying, you know what, you want to go, that's a good thing. I feel like that's for the best. And I feel like it's like you're letting go of something and realizing the other person, whoever this is, was okay with that and processing that while getting into something else with the new fertility. It's kind of like the way these are overlapping, it just feels like this is kind of weird to deal with. And I'm getting like you moving on from the last feels like you're being pushed out. Moving into the next, you're being pulled in at the same time. And it just feels like, even though it's conducive movements, it just feels like this is really moving fast to me. And I feel like the letting go and the getting into the next one, and both sides, like whatever you're leaving from is saying, yep, go. Whatever you're going towards, like, come here, come towards me. Yes, me. Like, it's just, it feels like this is really a bit much. Because you got the 2 of Swords, I feel like this is really perplexing. Because the last situation seems to be kicking you out. The new situation is trying to pull you in quicker. And it's not bad. The movement is conducive. It's making this go by pretty quickly is what I'm getting. But I feel like it seems to be upsetting you a little bit just because it's like, it's almost like even though you're conducive with this situation, the movements are conducive with each other, it's just, it's I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's a rush and you didn't expect it. It's kind of like walking down the stairs and slipping and falling down like 2 or 3 of them, but not getting hurt, but just kind of like, whoa, and you have to catch yourself. It's kind of throwing you off like that. And I'm getting the 2 of Swords is just kind of like, whoa, what just happened here? Like, whoa. And like, I don't know, it's kind of looking at it like, you know, that was kind of a bit much. It was kind of uncomfortable, but it's not bad. Like, it's not bad, but it's throwing you off a little bit. I'm getting once this moment kind of happens and you're kind of picking yourself up and continuing on, like, I don't feel like anything bad happened, but I'm getting the Knight of Pentacles is like you seem to be rebuilding after this, and it's like whatever you're going into, the new situation is taking you a while to get comfortable with. Settling in is taking a while, maybe a little longer than expected. But I feel like that the only reason they're pulling this in here is to say, I feel like it's jarring how this finally ends when you step out and it's just like you're stepping out and somebody actually, as you're leaving, somebody pushes you out the door, and you wanted to be out anyway, but it's like I feel like it's throwing you off and it's taking you a minute to get back, you know, on your feet, to get your bearings, I want to say. And it's just, it seems like it's taking you a while to get used to the new situation. Something about the last situation ending just keeps, like, resonating with me. Like, that seemed like it was rude. It seems like it was rude, and I'm trying not to see it that way. But I feel like it's just, even though it was conducive with the situation, it doesn't feel good to me. And I feel like it's throwing you off, and it's making it harder to start the new situation just because it throws you off. And it's taking you a minute to just kind of process how the last one ended. It wasn't bad, but it was kind of shocking is what I'm getting. And like, the sooner you're able to let go of that, the easier it'll be, but it seems like it's kind of dragging into the next situation, like emotional baggage. But I feel like that's why the next situation is kind of it's kind of uneasy for you to get used to, because it's kind of like that rug was kind of pulled out from under you. You were pushed out the door. You were walking out the door anyway, and then somebody pushed you. It's kind of like, I was going anyway. Why'd you push? It's kind of weird. And it just leaves a weird feeling for you. And I feel like it's taking you a minute to really get used to this because of that. It just seems to be lingering and leaving like a negative feeling for you. It's just taking you a while to process that out. Once that processes it out, I feel like the next situation will be a lot more comfortable. But I feel like that's kind of throwing you off for a little while, just to be fair. All right, I think we got there. All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.